All right. Sorry, my friends. Sorry for this delay. Sorry for this delay. Sorry. My utmost apologies. I don't mind if people are incompetent. You know what? I don't even mind if people are stupid. As long as they say, listen, I'm stupid. And I'll say, okay. I just want you to know I'm stupid. Okay, fine. That's it. But it's when people are stupid and they won't admit it or they pretend that they're competent. This is when I lose it. I lose it. Like I said, if you're stupid, tell me. Anyway. What is this about people saying, I can't find you? Let me ask you a question. I know this may be extremely impertinent, but I gotta ask a question. Number one, do you have, I'm just curious about this, do you have that little bell activated so that you realize when I'm on, so that you're notified, hey, he's on, whatever it is. I hope you have that. That's number one. And when people say, I can't find you, I'm just curious about this, and I think it's terrific. How do you not find me? If you put in at, the little at sign, what's it called, monkey tail or something, at LionelNation on YouTube, there it is. How do you not find me? I'm just curious. How? I mean that. How? Because I got to fix this. Dick Bork says, censored in my country. I don't know what that means. Who's censored in my country? I'm censored in your country? YouTube is censored in your country? What do you mean? What does this mean? What's going on? I have no idea. Bell activated? Yes. Thank you. The story of my life. Getting emails and notes from people without telling me. What do you mean? What do I mean? What do you mean? Who? He. Who he? Me he? Bell is activated but no notification comes through. Interesting. Did you ever Google that? You should Google that. They've shadow banned you for years, but Lionel, they keep disabling the bell. I turn it on, then it's off. Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. I'm going to write this. YouTube notification bell keeps turning off. See what I did? Check phone notification setting. Why is my YouTube notification bell not working? When you turn them on, they'll keep pop-up notification in your browser with updates from channels you subscribe to. Click Settings, select the Notifications tab. Under Desktop Notifications, click the button next to Chrome. Why am I not getting YouTube notifications anymore? Step 1, tap and hold. So there's a whole list of things that describe this. Apparently it's a problem. Why is the YouTube bell icon disabled? YouTube restricts notifications if a channel's audience is made for kids. Well, that's not it. There's a lot. YouTube notifications not working. How to fix it? Loads of YouTube tutorials, questions, sections, a veritable potpourri, just to let you know anything you want to know. You just put that in there and rather than, here's a little tip, rather than ever asking a question like, why is my, put a statement, declare a statement, YouTube bell notification is not working. Rash not clearing up. Not, why is my rash not clearing up? Little bit. I got the notifications. I'm from Ontario, Canada. There you go. I got this notification, kinda. There you go. I got reminders, but work and kids, not easy to listen all the time. That's a different story. Topo Chico, got it. Understand it. I get stuff all the time from people. I don't even know why. I'm always hit. Bannon's War Room is on. Dershowitz is on. Okay. Did I watch that? I don't remember watching them. This one's on. War Room is on. Did I? I mean, I watched it a few times, I guess. Anyway, so what's the latest with DeSantis? Am I missing something? Did they... Failure to launch. Is this beautiful? You know and I know what they're doing. Does this sound... Disaster. Does this sound like... Is this us? Maybe we should call him and ask him whether he uses firewall and what his RAM is. And I can understand why people climb bell towers. I can understand it. Now listen, let me explain something to you, okay? Now listen to me. I heard one of the most stupid, and I'm going to tell you this right off the bat. I was watching my, as you can tell, I'm flustered because I'm about to take a life, okay? If it happens, remember, I was with you. Cover me. Be my alibi. I swear to God. But I have to take a plane to do it. In any event. I was watching on YouTube. They have these rotations. I wonder what Fox would go. Oh, the Five. I haven't seen the Five. The dumbest show. Judge Jean-Pierre has the political depth of a thimble, and Dana Perino. Who are they? Say nothing. Sometimes there's nothing to say. Is it raining? It's the weirdest thing. Did you see my YouTube, my Fleet Week picture today? Did you see it afterwards on YouTube? Since 1982, the Navy is comes in. The Navy, along with the Marines, they come in for Fleet Week. And I ask people, how long is Fleet Week? And I don't know. Not really sure exactly. Well, what do you think? Well, I don't know. A month? No. Fleet Week. So what happens is we look out the window, and lo and behold, there it is in front for all of us to see this, I don't know what it is, but these young men and women are lined up along the periphery. Check out my YouTube. Right when it came in, I took a picture of it. And they come in and they're lined up wearing their white. And it's just terrific. And you see them in bars and you see them in walking around with bags. And they look 12 years old. Breaks my heart. Little Marines. God bless them. And what I want to tell them is, listen, I hope you get through. And I hope you just go back to your life. And I don't ever want you to fight in any kind of war because we're not going to need you in any kind of war. We don't need you. There's no more wars. Nobody's going to need you. Nobody's going to come here. We're not going anywhere as far as I'm concerned. So, you know what? Enjoy your trip. Have a beer on us. And that's it. By the way, in the old days, Marines came into a bar. Navy, they couldn't buy a drink. It was great. They look far from home. They're on that damn boat. I mean, just think about it. You're at sea. You don't have a nice port of call. So anyway, so they came in today about 9 o'clock, right after we were done with the morning show. It was really something. Very, very impressive. So they're all over the city. So anyway, so back to what I was saying. So I'm watching this stupid base. Did you see a picture of Tucker Carlson they took his farm, they took his studio away? Did you see that? Did you see how these rat bastards? Did you see what they did to him? Fox News said, all right, we're taking our stuff back. What? They went and they took like the walls. They took the, whatever the, I mean, it's just incredible. They took everything, and there he is, like, okay, his daughter's helping him. It's just like, oh, man. I don't know why this cameraman is there on his property. They must have been left. Okay, you take a picture of me. I got the axe. My daughter, Kalila, whatever, I don't know her name. You come in, hand me something, and let's look pathetic. But it really did. It's like, look at this guy. He was the top of the world, and now they took everything. We're done. We're done with you. Do I still work with you? Am I off? Am I going to work with Twitter? What am I doing? I don't know what's going on. By the way, it doesn't look good too. This was DeSantis's big thing. And what was that? Oh, the memes, are they good? Disaster. Oh, this is wonderful. And somebody today said, I don't care for Twitter. Are you kidding me? This is the best. Let's look what the memes are. Come on, what do you say? What do you say? If I don't take a life. DeSantis, you know who's laughing his ass off? Trump. Trump is just hysterical. I mean, he is beside himself. Christina Pushaw is his person. Bless her heart. I'm looking at the. I'm trying to look at the memes. Nothing. You didn't see that? Live with DeSantis. Oh, the first 50 minutes of the DeSantis announcement ended up being filled with glitches, mostly because Elon's account was used to launch it, and it got overloaded. Over 670,000 people were in the space at once, but users. Oh, you did launch? No, DeSantis launch. Don't bother me, please. Talk amongst yourself. I'm trying to. This is live, folks. Ron DeSantis' Twitter Spaces campaign launch so far featured several minutes of silence, random throat clearing, muffled commentary from Elon Musk about why Spaces isn't working, hosts including DeSantis disappear. I'm sorry. Okay. Now listen. You know what's happening, right? You know what's happening. Okay? What do you think is happening? The Bush family and Turd Blossom, that's what they call Karl Rove, Turd Blossom, because you know that's what after a cow patty drops in the field, there's a flower that comes, and that was the name that George W. gave, what's his name? Turd Blossom. All right, so Karl Rove. They're luring in DeSantis, pushing DeSantis right, go strong, go right, hoping Trump will also likewise go right, and then they kind of back off, let Trump win, and he's crushed because they fear Trump more than anything else. You got that, Judge Janine? You got that? By the way, did she get off the hook with that Dominion stuff? Did that? Whatever. I have no. That was the most I saw. It was the lamest stuff. Like, well, I don't know. It depends. Well, they did a good job in Florida. How much are they paying you for this? Let me explain to you. All right, let's get down to brass tacks. Ron DeSantis is weird. He's weird. One of the reasons why he wants to do this, don't be surprised, is he doesn't want to talk to you. And with his head and this and that, he's weird. We live in a brutal, brutal world with Karens and with these awful, horrible people who just troll and mock, and we're one of them. I don't mind telling you. So he's just a very odd dude. Okay? He's 44 years old. Based upon an average of Real Clear Politics, Trump is looking at like 38+%. Trump, 38% or over him. 38 points, I should say. I mean, he's going to clobber him. Republicans love him. Love him. Trump. You hear what I'm saying? Love him. Now, before you get upset, before you call Karl Rove disgusting, This is politics. This is politics. It's nothing personal. There are people who don't like him. Don't get cliche. I heard somebody today use the word Marxist. Whenever I hear that, my blood boils. It's like, they're not a Marxist. Where did you get this from? So let's see what happens. They said, do you think he's starting too late? Trump announced in June, on his birthday, June 14th, whatever. Remember when he came down, whatever? That was June. Why is he? Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe it was too long. Why are you saying that? Why are you saying because this one said that? And they don't know what they're doing and they're trying to keep their paycheck. Here's the bottom line. I don't know. A lot of stuff could happen. Trump could go crazy. You could get sick of him. He may finally one day say, you know what? He may just have it. He may one day say, I gotta go to court in. This is like during Super Tuesday. Instead of being he's got to be in court. I mean, come on. Are we gonna have to? Seriously. This is so rigged. Just forget rigging the election. How about taking him? I love this, and I don't get it. We'll see what happens yet. Bobby Kennedy is the guy. Look at this. This is so funny. Here's one that came in. Let me read this account. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis entered the race for the Republican presidential nomination Wednesday during an online Twitter event. This is from the National Review, calling for a restoration of sanity. Don't do that. And a new direction for the country that will lead to an American revitalization. Boring. I am running for president of the United States to lead our great American comeback, DeSantis said in an online forum hosted by Twitter CEO Elon Musk. And tech entrepreneur David Sachs that was marred by technical glitches and started nearly a half hour late. We know our country is going in the wrong direction. We see it with our eyes and we feel it in our bones. Oh, please, he said, listing off national woes. He took a swipe at President Joe Biden, saying the 80-year-old lacks vigor and flounders in the face of our nation's challenges, as he's a half an hour late, and takes his cues from the woke mob. Cliche. American decline is not inevitable. It's a choice. Oh, please. The decision to... This is so boring. This is so boring. Why is he doing this? May I tell you how I would do it? Would you vote for me if I ran? Of course you would, because you know me. How would I do it? What is the first thing I'm going to do? I'm sitting around with my team, right? I'm sitting around with my team, and the first thing I tell my team is, this has got to be one for... Do you remember Nikki Haley's accept her announcement? Nope. Do you remember the Nikki Haley with the nope? Nope. Do you remember the Nikki Haley with the nope? How about Corey? Nope. Not Corey. What's his name? Nope. How about I'm sorry. I do not know his name. Very, very intelligent man. Vivek, or I don't know. I do not know his name. I'm sorry. Remember his? Nope. What would we do? What would you do to make people remember this? What would you do? What would you do? First thing I would do is, I'm going to have people remember this tomorrow. I'm going to know that when I say this, there are going to be memes aplenty. Ladies and gentlemen, stop right now. George Lenz is about to say something. Hang on, George. Like the movies they make today, there's really nothing new under the sun. That's correct. It's true. I would sit there and look and tell these people, I am not announcing as a Republican. I'm telling you, this country is headed straight for disaster. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you think I'm exaggerating? Right off the bat, they'd say, "Who is this? Wait, turn this up." People would say that, "Turn this up." I've never heard anybody say this. Let me go through a couple of lists of things, okay? Let me go through a couple of things. Let me give you a scenario, shall I? Okay. You're going to get a house. You're going to buy a car. You're going to get an apartment. You're going to do something one day. And you're going to apply and you say, here's my this, here's my job, here's my this, here's my credit score, I have a FICO, great. And they go, oh, I'm sorry. What's the matter? Your social credit score. What is that? Well, you have been rated, you have a bad ECI rating. A what? That's right. The Corporate Equity Index, Human Rights Campaign, you have a 12. What the hell are you talking about? Corporate Human Rights Campaign, you have a 12. Have you been on the wrong websites? Have you been listening to the wrong people? Have you had your name associated with certain things that are considered nationalistic, white supremacists and the like? Have you? Have you? Have you? What are you? I'm sorry, we can't do that. Your daughter can't go to that school. No. No. Right off the bat. Can they do that? They are doing that. They're going to do it right now. They're going to do it right now. How about this? Ladies and gentlemen, do you think that the border problems are going to just end? Do you think that one day they're going to say, okay, how many we got in? 12 million. That's enough. How many are in there now, honey? What about how many people in this country, roughly? I mean, no. Aliens. Oh, aliens. Couple million? 100,000? I don't know.
First of all, 2 million come here legally every year.
Okay, 2 million legally. That's fine.
1 million legally, 1 million on work.
Okay, let me ask you a question. How many illegals are here, roughly? What do you think? What do you think?
You have a true number. Million.
Okay, let's just assume 2 million people. All right, let's just assume. Because we don't know. Why? Because these people won't tell us. Mayorkas won't tell us. The man who is in charge of it, he won't tell you. Let me say this again. Let me see if I can say this again. The person who is in charge of immigration will not tell you the number. Won't answer the question. Barely shows up. Now let me ask you this. Do you think this is going to stop? Do you think there's a number? Do you think there's a number? Huh? Do you? Or they're going to say, that's enough. We don't have any room for hotels and kids and schools and we just don't have. Do you think that? No. Shall I go on? What happens when they cut off your water? What do you think the next thing's going to be? Hydro and give them something. Do you hear them talk to you about that? No. I wouldn't talk about Hunter Biden. That's Miranda Devine talk. That's inside baseball. I want them to. Let's talk about this. We lived in a country where during a COVID campaign, a COVID problem, they ran out of toilet paper. Now, I want you to think about that one.
They're reporting for 2022 over 2.76 million. That's for
2022, let's make it 3 million illegals. 3 million. 3 million. Okay, they're reporting, right? That makes sense? 3 million? Under. Do you think they're going to stop? Now, next, here's the most important part. There is an inequity here in this country that I can't even speak about. Now, let me explain something to you, my friends. This is me talking. You may not like President Trump. I like him. Doesn't matter. I'm running against him. I think he's a good guy. He's going to say terrible things about me, but that's his nature. You got to love him. See, that's the way DeSantis would do it. You treat Trump like he's your crazy uncle. You love him. Look, you know how he is. He's like that. He's like that. But let me tell you something. They're bringing up charges of him during Super Tuesday. He's going to have to come into court because of some weird business record falsification, which was an expired miscellaneous or misdemeanor. Now here we go. Let me tell you this. Black Lives Matter, it is reported, is $8.5 million in the hole. How did that happen? Do you think anything's going to happen? Do you think there was any business records from anybody? No. Nothing will happen. Is that fair to you? If that's fair to you, you go ahead. I got another one. Whatever happened to those white balloons that flew over? Anybody? We never heard about that. If you're not interested in that, you go ahead. You go ahead. Now, I want to show you something. This is the Russian army. Did you ever hear Spetsnaz and all this? These are the Russian army. Now, you hear all kinds of stories about them with the Ukrainian. They're drunk. They're running away. They're calling their mother. Remember the guy who called his mother? I don't know. He's saying he doesn't want it. Remember that one? They're all drunk and the parts don't work and they're running out of gas. Okay, fine. You can believe that. This is the Russian military. This is the Chinese military. This is the Chinese military. Chinese military. This is the marching band. So help me God, there's a picture of a marching band with a bunch of trumpets and cornets. I swear to God. I swear to you. I swear to you. They scared me. It's a marching band. It's a marching band. And women. They scared me. Now here's ours. Show them that Navy guy. Show them that here is this. And by the way, trans is great. This is what we send to the world. This is our military. Come on, we have trans. If that doesn't bother you, don't vote for me. If you don't want a strong army, don't vote for me. I'm telling you right now. If balloons flying over your country, fine. And if maybe one of the reasons why you're not doing anything is because China holds a lot of dirt on you and your family and your son, if that doesn't bother you, you go ahead and do that. Let's talk about fentanyl. Pronounced fentanyl for reasons I don't know. Nothing ever happened about that. They are poisoning us. Ladies and gentlemen, the color says it all. Eric Thaddeus Walter says the WEF will be reduced to a gulag as the collective West is 20% of the world's population. 80% of the world has no need for the collective West, and it's the latter's dilemma to resolve. Indeed, Eric. The sheer genius of your prosaic profundity is without peer. Thank you. World Economic Forum, ESG, Klaus Schwab. Remember that one? Why do they all sound like that? And the ESG is going to be the equity, the sustainability, and the governability. And I have picked as my lieutenant Greta Thunberg. How dare you? I could be in school. What the hell is going on? Hey, America, did you elect these two people? I didn't. Now, if that doesn't bother you, you vote for these people. Don't worry. Shall I go on? I would have every bar, every transistor, every Twitter, everybody. I would be on YouTube the next day. I would have memes. They would pop. I mean, I would have a recurring thing. And if you don't like that, if you like that, you go in. You know just where to go. Here's your president. Here's a picture of him walking around yelling, "Who ordered the veal cutlet?" Here's a guy shaking hands with people who weren't there. He's in charge of the nuclear code. If that doesn't bother you, fine. You don't need me. No problem. These people are still driving around wearing masks in their car by themselves. Something happened to them. And if I didn't know any better, I would think, you know what? I think this was by some kind of weird thing to make some people crazy. Remember Fauci? Where'd he go? If that doesn't bother you, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Walensky, she took the last train for the coast. Did you see this winter? This woman, this is your vice president, Carmelita Harris. She always laughs. She's a nice lady. Here she is leading, get this, I kid you not. I say kid because I can't say the other word. She's leading a symposium on artificial intelligence. Only in America. Now, if that doesn't bother you, fine. You want her in charge of artificial. You can't even understand artificial intelligence. Believe me, we're not talking ChatGPT. We're not talking about somebody plagiarizing term papers or you losing your job at the Wawa because they got some robot here. No, I'm not talking about that. We're talking about something that can reason and something that can take over humanity. Do you understand what's happening? Something that can take over humanity. Now, shall I go on? I'll go on if you'd like. Maybe, maybe not. Let's talk about some other things. Now, there's a lot of stuff that the president really can't do anything about. I don't know how much I can do about athletic events. Sorry, that may not be my jurisdiction. If you don't like transgenders competing, I can't do everything. I don't know about that. A lot of times they may not be breaking any laws, not if nobody's complaining. I don't know what to do about drag shows. I don't know if that's my jurisdiction. Be honest with you. I'm the president. I'm not in charge of everything. I don't know about that. Now, Ron DeSantis has got into, basically, there's a certain, let's call it a kissing match, in lieu of that other particular phrase, that micturitional reference. And he's got it in for Disney. Look, I think he's kind of making his point. I think he's trying to show you he's tough, and he is, and he's a good governor. He's a good man. He's a good man. But I think he's trying to show you how tough he is. See, I'm going to fight for those little things. But you see, when you're president, I want to show you a picture. This is Xi Jinping. Have you ever met this guy? Have you ever met him? Oh my God. Have you met him? I've met him. This is an intimidating dude. You see that face? He makes that face all the time. Here. This is Xi Jinping laughing. Here he is crying. Here he is frowning. He looks the same. He has no expression. I don't even know if he exists. Might be body doubles. I don't know. They do stuff there that's real different. And wait till old Ron meets him. Talk about the Uyghurs, Ronnie. Go ahead. Talk to Xi about that. Good luck with that. Bring up Taiwan. What are you going to do about that? Huh? Oh, and by the way, you know what old Pops Biden did? You ready for this? Now you're going to like this. You see, when you're the president, sometimes you got to know when to keep your mouth shut. And you also have to realize that when you, as a president, you have to sometimes maybe inherit some of the stuff that your predecessors did that you may not particularly care for. Let me give you an example. This is Mohammed bin Salman, MBS. Now, it seems that old MBS may have chopped up Khashoggi. Chopped them up, put them in a bag, and, pretty rough stuff. Okay? They may have audio tape of this. Just horrible. Horrible. Now, I don't particularly countenance that, and I frankly don't know. I'm not saying whether he did or not. But that guy is in charge of the oil. And if you want to insult him, be my guest. But here's the problem. If he shuts down the oil for us or makes it harder, you're going to feel that. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to ask you a question. If I'm your president, do you want me to get along with him or make him upset? Well, let me tell you what old Pops Biden did. Well, he didn't know what he was doing. He released information, intelligence information, that embarrassed him. And you don't do that. Embarrassed him and said, yep, we've got information that he was responsible for the dismemberment. Blah, blah, blah. In fact, MBS wouldn't even take his phone call. Now, do you think that's good leadership? But to be fair, it's not Pops. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. This guy is probably sedated most of the time. He's tethered to some kind of a radiator, as we say here in the kitchen. There's some root cellar in Wilmington. He doesn't know. He's watching Matlock in the afternoon. They haven't even seen him. He hasn't even had a press conference. He doesn't, they don't, you don't understand. They don't see him at the White House. They don't know where he is. They don't know where he is. I don't know where he is. Maybe he's at the place in Wilmington, or wherever the Delaware place, that beach place, going through top secret files with his son, Hunter. By the way, documents they found in the garage, but nobody's going to talk about that. But Trump, well, public enemy number one. Huh? Isn't that something? It's the most incredible thing you've ever seen in your life. Now, here's the thing, folks. You can go ahead and you can do what you want. I can sit up here and talk about this is our destiny. And I can say about this is time to make change. You don't want to hear that. I'm telling you right now. And I want you to listen to me carefully. I want you to think of America as somebody you love, as a relative. And I want you to understand something. Your relative that you love has a form of cancer. This is a hypothetical. It's terrible, but it makes the point. I'm chemotherapy. Or chemosabi. I'm chemotherapy. I'm radiation. I may even be amputation. It's going to get rough. And if you think I'm going to go in there and save your loved one by applying poultices and, singing songs and chanting and doing fruit juices, you're wrong. It's going to get brutal. And it got like that. Because when your loved one should have been taken care of and watched by this guy, it got worse and worse and worse. And to be honest with you, you weren't paying attention. Because you were so busy hating the other doctor, Trump, that you missed the part. You missed the part that your loved one, your country was dying. And all of a sudden you woke up one morning and you realized, look what's going on here. Remember the George Floyd riots? Remember that? Remember when people had Black Lives Matter signs everywhere? Black Lives Matter, 8.5 in the hole. Remember that one? Remember that? We didn't know anything. Remember you were watching. It was scary. But we got through that. 7 o'clock. Did you ever ding, ding, ding? Did you ever hit pots and pans at 7 o'clock? Did you ever do that? Well, something like that's going to happen again. I don't know what, but there's going to be something invariably. Do you feel like your government has your best interests at heart? Do you think we've learned anything? Do you trust the way we handle things? Well, if you do, you don't need me. What are we going to do? What are we going to do when it gets real, real bad? What happens if we had an EMP, an electromagnetic pulse? What if something happened? What if we had cyber terrorism? What happens if we had some AI real problem just let loose? What are you going to do? Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what AI is? No. Join the club. We can't even understand it. We can't even understand it. I'm going to tell you a little story. Google, I think it was Google, had an AI version that could tell you why jokes were funny. Now, that may not sound like much to you. That may not. But you should get real scared with that. You don't program that. See, you're used to Wikipedia. You're used to something where somebody puts something in, you ask what year was he born, and that's that. Okay? That's what you're used to. You put something in, you get the thing back. But this is a story that's a little different. This is a story that is so frightening and so scary and so... If this gets out and it is not controlled, and by the way, don't let anybody fool you. We're not going to be able to stop this thing. Nobody's going to stop this thing. You're not going to pause, hit the brakes, whatever it is. Stop it. Don't even think about that. But let me just tell you something. And this is important to know. This is critical for me to tell you this. If this thing does what I'm afraid it can do, we may one day be picking up the phone and calling up Putin and calling up Zelensky and calling up Xi Jinping and say, did you see that? Yeah, I saw that too. Think of it as though we were invaded instead of somebody from another planet. It's something that was here, something that we created, something that we let get out of control. That's what I'm worried about. And I got news for you. I want you to look at all this. You look at Bill Gates. When you look at even Elon. Elon's pretending that but he's gonna make it. Look at these folks. Look at that feller from Google and this one and that. They're not going to do anything to pump the brakes to miss out on making trillions of dollars. But they're the ones who are in charge. They're the people. This is a new world. Now, I'm going to leave you with this. I want you to look at this picture of Joe Biden. And I want you to ask yourself this question. Do you want 4 more years of that? Ronald Reagan one time said, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? Well, I think that goes without saying. But I got a better one. Do you want 4 more years of this? Do you want 4 more years of this? Do you want 4 more years? I know you had a hard time at your Christmas dinner and your Thanksgiving with Trump and all. I understand it. But as bad as that was, there were some things that were pretty good. Unemployment was the lowest it's ever been. African American, Asian unemployment. Who knew? Everybody. The dollar, the gas they were giving it away. It was beautiful. We can do that again. That wasn't brain surgery. But it's up to you. You might not want to risk that Christmas dinner. Have you heard that? I don't want a president who tweets. That may mean a lot to you. Don't worry about tweeting because obviously the spaces is at a bit of a problem. I would make it just like that. I would make it absolutely 100%. Now, somebody brought up, by the way, ketchup. Thank you for this. Tina Turner died today. I'm not going to pretend that my sense of loss for her is greater than yours. I'm not going to do that auto mourn thing. I'm not going to do that. But she was great. What she went through, oh my God. And you're going to find out now that she's passed, you're going to find out about her life, what she went through, the backstory. Very, very sad. What that Ike did to her. Horrible. Horrible. But she also holds what? The biggest, she sold more attendance, right? More Guinness Book of Records for live concert attendance. More than 180,000 in Rio. Who goes to that? 180,000. No, she was. And what do we have today? Taylor Swift. Bless her heart, Taylor Swift. Who else? So anyway, that's enough. All right, dear friends. What's love got to do with it? I like Nutbush City Limits. Bob Seger's version, frankly. And that Ike, oh my God, what he did to her. Oh, Horrible, horrible, horrible. All right, my friends. Thank you so very much. Have a great and a glorious day. Sorry for the delay, but that was the most inauspicious. I thought it would be something, but it wasn't. Mr. Eric Thaddeus Walters, thank you, good friend. Mr. George Lenz, thank you for your kindness, perspicacity, and overall sang-froid. We will see you tomorrow, my friends, 8 a.m. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember, we are family. I've got all my sisters with me. I think we all can agree to that. All right, see you tomorrow. And don't forget these parting words. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Tete.